balls, and these go great with miso soup. So if you want to watch that video too, I recommend it. This is a great light lunch or snack to take with you. Now, this is called noritama. They have all kinds of different flavoring that they put on top of rice balls, including this, roasted sesame seed and sea salt, and then also these are different sesame seeds that aren't roasted. But don't worry about that so much. They have so many different kinds of flavorings that you can imagine. We're going to focus more on how to make the rice balls a shape. So it helps to have Ziploc bags, not Ziploc, but the sandwich bags for those of you at home. So get about a good handful like so, and then you actually want to turn the bag over like that, and you want to make it into a triangle, and you'll see that we're using our hands like so to really form the shape. And you don't want to squeeze too hard. This is more about a lot of light repetition, and you really want to put it in the palm of your hand and make that shape like so with your hand. Definitely don't over squeeze it. It's better to do it many times gently than one time really hard, because then you end up doing some funny stuff to your rice and it just doesn't turn out right. And this really is, in full disclosure, kind of the poor man's way to do it. If you go to the Asian store, you'll see they have their different rice ball shape maker things that you can get for a couple dollars. So if you really get into this, that's probably the way to go. But we understand that a lot of people don't have that equipment at home. But really, a lot of the old ladies in Japan who have been doing this for years, they just do it with their bare hands. So this is a way to keep your hands sticky free and also get really nicely shaped rice balls. And we're going to make another one. Go ahead and just get a nice big handful of rice like so. Turn that bag inside out, and go ahead and start just gently making that shape with your hands, kind of like making I don't even know how to describe it properly, but just watching it you can tell, just really shaping that triangle. Keep rotating it around and squeezing it gently, and just like so. This really isn't rocket science, but it definitely is a little bit of an art. And the temptation, at least for me, is always just squeeze it really hard the first time around, but I always mess it up. So our housewife is definitely the pro and can make it look just right. And the key here to know if you're doing it right is making sure you don't smash the rice, but also the uniformity in your rice balls, because when you serve it, as a lot of you know, that's a big thing when you go to sushi restaurants or any Japanese restaurant, I guess, is really the presentation. And so when you have nice uniform rice balls, it really looks good on your plate. And if you have one that's huge, one that's small, and one that's all smashed, people are going to look at it and be like, what are you feeding me? So definitely take your time here and take the time to get it right. We are going to spice these. I'll let you know that a lot of rice balls in Japan have things in the middle, like various spiced either vegetables or meats or things like that. And you can do that as well. That's really not hard to do. There you go. So now that we have three, we're going to show you how to make the simple ones where you just spice the outside. The key is that you'll see we have our little strips of seaweed there, and you can just cut them in strips with scissors. There's a couple different ways to decorate your rice balls, and what this does is it adds for extra little bit of health kick, but the primary function is for the person who's eating it so they don't get their hands sticky. So you put like a little ribbon around it like so, and it'll stick very well on its own, so you don't need to worry about that. Just kind of pat it in. The rice is sticky, and that'll do it. Now we're going to go ahead and put some flavoring on it, and what we can do is go ahead and you can either hold it or put it on the plate, whatever you prefer. But now that we have that strip of seaweed on it, we can take the flavoring and go ahead and just pour it right on top, and use it judiciously. We're starting with one of them that is fine. You can just put it on. It's always going to be kind of a mess. Don't worry about it. Just kind of pat it in the rice. Like I said, the rice is sticky. It'll really suck it up. And what you can do to make it a little bit prettier is just go ahead and stand it up like so. And it should be able to stand on its own if you made it properly. And that's what it looks like. That's the first one. And if you buy one of those pre-spice packs, that's how you can do it. The other way that you can flavor it is, well, first, of course, be sure to put the seaweed strip on first, and wrap it around the top is another popular way to do it, so that way people can grab it like that, and you see the seaweed sticks right on it. And we're going to go ahead and use some of the sesame seeds, like so, and just sprinkle them right on. And another thing that always surprised me is how much salt they end up putting on the rice balls. They really do put an awful lot on, and that's what it looks like so. That's the sesame seed one, and seasoned with salt. Now the last one we're going to do is the roasted sesame seed, but once again we want to go ahead and get our strip of seaweed and put it right around like so, to give the person who's eating it a place to grip it, and it does make it look cooler as well. So we're going to take our roasted sesame seeds and go ahead and put them on all over, and pat them down, and of course just a little bit of salt on there as well, and the salt sticks in there good too. We're going to brush it off the seaweed strip, and right about there is what it's going to look like. And eventually what we do is we're going to take all three and line them nicely on the plate. And also with miso soup, this is a perfect traditional Japanese lunch. So thank you for watching. We appreciate likes and comments. Please remember to subscribe. Thank you.